She works tirelessly on that arm of hers, obsessing over it, making sure that it's not useless. Sometimes I wonder if she's talking about herself more than her arm.
Hey there.
The kid gave this to me for fixing his record player.
Usually I'd say cash is better, but this is a good one. See ya.
Luca and Sophie lean over a table on its last legs. It's clean enough not to stain the faces of their cards, but only just. Sophie sighs dramatically, leaning back in her chair. She makes what, to the casual observer, might look like a sneaky gesture. To me, it looks like she's trying to get Luca to notice the ace she drops in her lap.
Hey, what the hell is that? You trying to pull a fast one?
Oh, come on, darling. Who needs to pull a fast one when you're so slow?
I've had enough of this. If you can't win without cheating, why even play?
The tone in Luca's voice raises my hackles. I've seen his anger before, and I'd rather he not try to punch Sophie in the gut. Stop. The two of you stop right now.
Hey, this isn't my fault. I'm just playing an honest game of cards, and this woman would steal from her own mother.
Correction, Luca. I do steal from my mother.
Sophie's toying with him. She clearly isn't playing cards to win, but to get under Luca's skin. Fine. You want a fair game? Slide me the cards. I'll deal.
Fine.
Splendid, Giovanna.
I shuffle the deck, watching Luca and Sophie. If I couldn't see their hands, I'd assume they both had pistols leveled at each other below the table. We're playing high-low. I deal them both 4 cards. The community cards come out as 2 aces and a 5. Betting is fierce. By the river, both of them have pushed everything they have into the pile.
You're bluffing.
I'm always bluffing. It's the best way to win.
You ever think about just playing a fair game?
Players who play fair lose.
Players who play fair are more likely to get invited back to the next game.
Sophie shows a pair of 5s and takes the high pot. Luca shows 2 to 3, taking the other half. Evident from the grumbling, each had expected to win it all. Guess it's possible to have more than one winner here. Gathering the cards from the previous hand, I watch Sophie out of my peripheral vision. But all the aces find their way back to the deck. Maybe this is doing some good. 5-card draw. I deal out 5 cards to each of them. Sophie asks for 3 new cards, but Luca merely shakes his head. Sophie scoffs and stares.
Holding your first hand? Really? You can't expect me to believe that obvious lie.
Sometimes you draw well, sometimes you don't.
What would you know about it?
My brother died trying to change a world that had it out for the working man. I almost ended up with him at the bottom of some lake. Now there are kids out there taking up the same fight. Guess we're gonna see what happens when the cards are down. But me? I drew a good enough hand.
Luca pulls up the edge of his cards, his face betraying wounds that haven't healed. Or maybe that he was bluffing about his cards.
Show me this good hand.
Jack high straight.
Fine. Maybe you know what a good hand looks like after all.
I riffle the cards, noting that Luca has relaxed his jaw, and Sophie has stopped staring at him like she expects him to upend the table at any moment. Hardly a blossoming friendship, but at least it's something. 7-card stud. I deal out 3 cards each to Luca and Sophie. Sophie's 3rd card shows the Queen of Spades, while Luca's shows the 6 of Hearts. Sophie glances at her cards and sighs.
My hand's awful. Giovanna, are you doing this on purpose?
Mine are worse. Those could rob a full house at gunpoint and still complain about being dealt a bad hand.
Oh, of course. How many times have you had to deal with a car bomb in the last week? Giovanna can attest that my count is higher. Has your mother ever gambled with your life? Tell me, when you were a baby, did she ever bomb stadium stands full of people to sow suspicion between you and your siblings?
The 2 of them pass the first round of betting, and Luca folds after seeing Sophie's 2nd upturned queen.
Sounds like you ought to pick your family better. Show your cards.
4 queens.
What? Gee, I thought you were gonna watch her.
I didn't see anything. 1 more hand ought to do it. Sophie seems to almost be enjoying herself, and Luca has relaxed into his creaky chair. Games Hold'em. I deal them both 2 cards, and turn over 3 for the flop. Sophie smiles and pushes a small stack of coins into the center of the table.
I haven't seen a flop so pretty since I saw Metropolis in the theater.
You've got nothing. I raised by 5.
Oh? And what makes you think that?
I grew up in Dreamland, and I know those. You're always talking a big game for show. The only time I need to be worried is when you shut up about it.
Sophie smiles sweetly, pushing her cards face down into the center.
What? Come on, I had 2 pair.
What do you call it when someone is too honest to even have a tell? I can see the cards written on your face.
Gathering up the cards, I set the deck on the side of the table. The 2 of them are still glaring at each other, but the stormy anger seems to have calmed to a squall. 4 hands, and I never saw Sophie attempt another sleight of hand. I don't know if that was out of respect for me, or out of some newfound respect between the 2 of them. I hope you 2 aren't going to murder each other when I'm not looking.
I don't think Luca is the type.
And I don't think Sophie wants to take more risks than she has to.
Luca sighs, leaning back in his chair. It offers a menacing creak, but manages to avoid collapse.
I'll say this, Sophie. You can play a hand of cards.
I guess you can too.
Angels and demons frolic in the festive dark. The debauchery of a bacchanal that hasn't stopped in days spills onto the mansion grounds like a tipped-over punch bowl. 5 will get you 10, the punch is spiked. Like a barbaric centerpiece topping off the Saturnalian soiree, Lizzie's roadster is parked at an off-kilter angle on the front steps. A fractured pillar stands testament to her reckless inebriation. Astride her souped-up ride, Lizzie is a paragon of belligerence, drunk as a lord, shouting and singing, and aggressively denying access to the main doors. Doubt she'll be up for a friendly chat in such a state. Doubt I'd want to be on the other end of it. Maybe I ought to socialize a bit first. The rancid stench of fecal matter and bestial musk floats over from a nightmarish menagerie, where partygoers in animal masks caper like children amidst a scattershot maze of caged exotic beasts. Some loon on the lawn has a heifer tied down and is splashing it with paint, apparently seeing it not as cattle but canvas for some bizarre spurt of artistic inspiration. Of all the odd stuff I've seen, the grass-skirted inebriate guarding a bed of glowing hot coals that lead like a sizzling red carpet into the mansion's side entrance, well, that might just take the cake. Like a chieftain eager for sacrifice at the volcano's edge, the mad Montezuma atop his makeshift throne sneers down at the throng, daring anyone brave enough to traverse his infernal path.
Step right up, step right up. Fancy some bubbling, doll? Just gotta walk over and grab it.
I'm not that hard up for a drink. Nobody is.
Tell that to Phil. Clumsy bum burnt half his damn clothes off trying to get it.
Why in blazes would he do that?
That ain't no regular champagne, oh no. That's a Chateau Diff 78. You could buy Lizzie's hot rod with that bottle, lady.
Lizzie's clearly in a drinking mood. Maybe I can make that bottle a peace offering and get past her. Assuming I can stand the heat, that is.
So, doll, you gonna try a little hot foot?
Ah, hell, why not? The crowd whoops as I roll up my cuffs. Before I can think about it too hard, I launch myself down the path. A fireworks show of sparks erupts with every footfall as I dance my way across. The rictus grin of a charred human skull suddenly flashes up between my feet, glowing from within with burning mockery. The yelp that escapes me instantly drowns in the crowd's hooting glee. I don't mess with curses and I don't suffer hauntings. I'm not about to invite either one. I leap in a smoking arc and keep running, focusing on my footing and trying not to guess whose brain case I just dodged. I can't hold my footing on the burning rocks. My arms windmill crazily. The heat scorches my soles and I leap away empty-handed. The crowd makes no secret of their disdain.
Yow!
Too bad. No bubbly for you.
The artist flings her brush at the dejected-looking milk cow, twirling like a liquored-up lawn sprinkler. Her paint-spattered dress probably costs more than my car.
Oh, finally, come here, quickly. It's done. At least, I think. I think it's done. Is it done? What do you say? Is it finished?
Lady, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Nonsense. Everyone has art in their soul. Please tell me what you think. Please? What do you see?
Her wild eyes are filled with beseeching and some unidentifiable inebriate buzz. She's nuts, but looking at her paints, I start to gin up some fun ideas about how I might get Lizzie's car out of the way. Well, I'm no art critic, but it strikes me as the crassness of human interference intruding upon nature's simple beauty.
Yes, you're right. It's utterly puerile. Gauche, even. The symbolism is too obvious. It practically shouts at you. And the execution? Ugh, we shan't speak of it any longer.
She offers me one of her paint cans, plopping a fresh brush into it like the world's ugliest cocktail umbrella.
You're truly gifted. Here, follow that muse. Thank you, you beautiful, strange creature. Whoever you are, go now. Create.
Thanks. She returns to her opus, and I glance over at the battle scars cut across Lizzie's hot rod. Sure looks to me like it could use a fresh coat of paint. I crouch low and sneak up beside Lizzie's car, keeping out of her roving eyeline while I empty the entire paint can over the trunk and fenders. My masterpiece finished, I back off to a safe distance. Soon enough, she spots my good work. I enjoy the pantomime show as she blows her stack and clambers into the driver's seat to lurch off somewhere and erase my art. Beasts in gilded wicker masks caper through a forest of filthy cages, squealing at pitiful captives both animal and human. They gnash and bleat, splashed with effluence, surrender to their basest instinct.
I'm a parrot. What kind of animal are you?
I'm a person?
People go in cages. Animals only in the menagerie.
They gesture drunkenly to a selection of masquerade animal faces. I see the glint of steel behind one of their palms. Starting a fight wouldn't get me any closer to soap, and I don't want to end up a literal jailbird. Better play along. Give me the lion mask.
Come on, make the sound.
I stand stock still. A cool breeze blows in some quiet garden of my mind. I'm there, detached, gazing down at my own body as I suck in breath and prepare to royally embarrass myself.
You're a terrible lion. You don't scare me at all.
More whiskey.
For some reason known only to God and Charles Darwin, there's no lock on the cage holding back the inky musculature of a sleek black panther. I pop the latch and pray to both of them, just in case.
Snookums, no!
The air is filled with sudden shrieks as the jungle cat flees its prison, hissing and growling. In the blind panic, one of the masked miscreants drops something. I snatch it up for a closer look. It's a set of luxury car keys chained to a lucky rabbit's foot. So, someone intended to catch a ride home in one of Soap's cars. I'm sure he'd be quite grateful to see his keys returned. 1,000 smells hang thickly in the humid crush of 100 unwashed bodies. Through trails of smoke and light, I catch glimpses of debauchery, but my attention's stolen by the dame in senior doe regalia rushing up to greet me. Her bright blonde curls are bouncing playfully. This imp in angel's garb could only be one person, Sophie's lieutenant, Alice.
Is that rat Lizzie finally gone? Thank goodness. I was starting to think she'd scare off everyone on the island. Welcome. I'm Alice.
Gia Randazzo.
What a wonderful pleasure it is to meet you.
This one's more bubbly than fresh-popped champagne. Her wide, dazzling smile gives me an odd itch. She's not like sly Sophie or hot-headed Lizzie at all. What's the score here? You're not much like the other does I've met. What's your racket?
I manage our theatrical district. Vaudevilles, cabarets, cinemas, burlesque. It's a tough job, but I've never been one to shy from the spotlight.
You're an actress?
On occasion, though my work for Sweet Marm keeps me mostly too busy for that. And what do you do?
Whatever needs doing.
How devilishly mysterious. I think we'll get along, you and I.
I suppose a polite doe is hardly the strangest thing I've seen tonight. I pay it no mind.
Come, let me show you around.
That's neighborly of you. Thanks.
Neighbors? Oh no, let's say we're friends. The very best of friends.
We only just met.
Well, then let's get to know one another. Tell me a secret.
Alice's milky sweet voice curdles slightly as she pours in a not-so-subtle note of challenge. Is this some kind of test? Secrets take two. I'll bite, but then you've got to give me one of yours. She claps her hands like an overjoyed schoolgirl, nodding her agreement and waiting anxiously. I feel like I'm dangling a steak over a tiger's pen. Right. I'm afraid of the rain, I suppose.
What? How odd. Go on, explain.
Not much to explain. Try growing up on ground level. Trash falls on your head more often than water down there. You learn to hate the sound of anything hitting your roof.
Oh, how very fascinating.
All right, now you. What's your secret?
It is a fascinating secret, but not quite fascinating enough. No, I need something more.
Look, it was nice meeting you and all, but I have an appointment with Soap Jackson.
Is that so? How strange. I manage Soap's social calls. He only spends time with the most interesting girls, you see. And I don't remember seeing your name on the list.
Just let me upstairs, will you? A burned-out little bulb sparks to life, and a nasty idea flashes over her face.
Tell you what, play a few of our games here, prove to me you're interesting, and maybe I'll agree to let you see Soap. It'll be terrific fun. I promise.
What's that going to prove?
We'll just see, won't we? Either way, I'll definitely learn something interesting about Gia Randazzo.
Ugh, fine. A group of partygoers are socializing around an elegant water pipe. Underneath the pungent bitterness of the tobacco, I detect the subtle sweetness of molasses mixed with botanicals. I watch one of the smokers blow a thick cloud into the air, then sneak into the stash while the patrons are transfixed on the haze. The well-off will always pay top dollar for a good smoke. Some crag-faced heavies lurk by the staircase, clearly sober and bored. I'd rather they didn't turn their attention my way, but there's no getting past them without Alice's say-so anyway. A raucous crowd against the far wall centers on a blindfolded figure haloed by knives, like some Sistine fresco of a circus freak. The blindfolded volunteer seems delighted by the danger, ignoring the bright crimson lines torn through their clothes, goading the crowd. The onlookers bay in response, hungry for more.
All right, we have another player. Step right up, little lady.
Me? No way.
Oh, don't be a spoil sport. Come on. Big bets, high stakes. You could walk away a winner tonight.
He grabs my wrist and slaps a knife into my palm. I can't think straight through the din of the spectators, who begin a rhythmic chant urging me to throw. Sometimes, too much thinking will get you killed. Maybe no thinking at all will save this sap's life. I barely look at the target before whipping the knife, letting my muscles do the calculating for me. Maybe I should have thought just a bit first. The knife flies wide, clanging to the floor and drawing jeering mockery from the peanut gallery. A chorus of boos follows me like a bad smell stuck to my coat as I turn away from the barbaric party game. The doe stands ramrod straight, beautiful as an ice sculpture but rimmed with disdain. She presides over the scene like a grim judge, or maybe, if the bound men's faces are any sign, an executioner. Next to her, a hard-nosed child sulks with a browbeaten expression. With a painful jolt, I realize the child is Jenna, the girl I didn't pick at the exchange. Pearl must have snapped her up at some point.
Are you paying attention? If you're going to be a doe, you'll have to make some hard choices.
Yes, Miss Pearl.
As I eavesdrop on Pearl and her newfound protege, someone jostles me, and I'm shoved to the front of the onlooking audience. Watch it.
A volunteer for the jury? Good. Step forward.
What's going on here?
These deviants stand accused of serious crimes against Dreamland and her good Baron. Crimes for which the punishment is death.
The captive men wriggle in fright. Both are flanked by a doe lieutenant, gripping wine bottles in each hand like headsmen's axes. Thirsty or not, the accused look like they'll be quenched into an early grave if the verdict doesn't swing their way.
As our newest aspirant, Jenna will hear their pleas and pass judgment. You, newcomer, will offer testimony as an impartial third party.
What is this? Some kind of sick game? No, I want nothing to do with this.
Aspirant, do you agree to let her leave, or shall this woman stand testament?
The recognition and pleading in Jenna's eyes would melt the white-hot heart of a forge. But she tempers herself, drawing on years of pain to harden her face and steel her voice.
She should stay.
My neck jerks automatically and I nod, helpless. Pearl purses her thin lips in satisfaction.
Good. Arthur Weingarten, you stand accused of defrauding the public trust in the amount of $570.50. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
Please, Miss Pearl, I ain't done nothing wrong. I won that hand fair and square.
So, you accuse Pandemonium of corruption, and by extension, Marm herself.
No, look, I'll give the money back if that's what you want.
And you, Harold Horowitz, stand accused of gross public indecency. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
This is a crock. A guy's not allowed to wear a red tie on a Tuesday? Says who?
Say the laws of this barony and its benevolent overseer, to which you agreed to abide faithfully the moment you stepped foot on its steel.
I ain't agreed to nothing. My niece got me that tie for Christmas. Damned if I won't wear it whenever I please.
Now we will hear from our impartial jury. What say you?
Listen, I know we all came here to have a drink or two, but this is nuts. The crowd around me murmurs assent. From below, Pearl looks like she belongs on Mount Rushmore. Haughty, pale, and hard as granite. How's about we let them go and get back to the party, huh?
Aspirant, do you agree?
Yes, Miss Pearl.
By the grace of Frau Magdalene, Baron of Dreamland, you are free to go.
The does cut the men free, but their relief is nothing compared to the kids, who beams a deeply grateful look down at me as Pearl turns her away. That ought to be enough to convince Alice, but I could check out the other thing first. I wince as the knife thuds into the wall, just missing the volunteer's hand. It'd be a deadly game even if nobody was drinking, and everybody is.
Well, you clearly don't suffer from stage fright.
Yeah, I'm a regular vaudevillian. Now let me see soap.
What if I say no?
I haven't forgotten. You owe me a secret. But you don't need to say a word. I already know your secret, Alice.
Is that so?
Yeah. You wear different costumes, you play different parts. But there's one role you just can't quite pull off, isn't there? Significance, relevance, importance. Soap doesn't care what you think. Nobody does. So let me pass, and we'll both forget we ever knew you. Her grease paint mask of cheerfulness melts. Hot, lethal jealousy boils to the surface from underneath.
Let her through, boys.
On my way to Soap's parlor, I cross paths with a gaggle of inebriates, wearing the sourpuss looks of the newly impoverished. Inside, the air is slow and close, like a field of wheat that's never known the wind. The infamous gambler gadabout and man-about town sits behind a desk, counting his poker winnings with a miser's relish. Nothing good grows in this sunless den, except his appetite and the numbers in his ledger. A billiards table has been repurposed as an impromptu bed, satin blankets forming a nest for the colored billiard eggs. In the lordly realm of jet-setters, Soap's at least a high-ranking count. Absurd amounts of money allow for all kinds of exotic adventures, I suppose. You ask me, New York's got plenty of its own. They say Soap willingly threw away an all-star baseball career to professionally peruse the pandemonium tables instead. I might have more respect for the guy if he still got his pants dirty on occasion. Can you capture an entire lifetime on ink and paper? What kind of an insane bureaucrat would even try? The sharp figure of Soap Jackson is recognizable to anyone who ever spared a passing glance at a tabloid. He's trim, athletic, and wears his $1,000 suit as casually as pajamas.
Well, let's see what my pretty little secretary sent up this time. What's your name, baby?
Gia Randazzo. Nice party. Little strange for my taste.
I cater to all tastes here. Surely I have something to suit your palate.
Well, it isn't boring, I'll give you that.
Let's keep it interesting then. Pick something.
He gestures broadly at the room while pulling a loaf of cash from his pocket big enough to choke a horse. It's a practiced motion, one he performs dozens of times a day, the unconscious twitch of an addict chasing a high. We betting on something?
Too slow, baby. Come on. I'm on a streak. There. You see that?
He points to an empty corner of the ornate stucco ceiling, or rather, to the cobweb hanging there, ghostly pale in the dim light.
5,000 says that spider will move to the right. Come on, you want this action or what?
You're on. But I don't want to deprive a poor man of his last dollar. Let's up the stakes.
I'm listening.
If I win, you change the schedule for the fireworks show at Marm's birthday bash. If this request strikes him as strange, he doesn't show it. I imagine he's wagered other men's salaries on wilder things in the last hour alone.
And if I win?
Name your price. Soap doesn't need a beastly mask to resemble a wolf, his eyes shining in the gloom with the thrill of the hunt. Whether it's drawn by a magnet, the scent of blood, or the invisible hand of its duplicitous master, the spider struts across its web on an easterly course like it was always a foregone conclusion. Soap grins. You rigged it. You must have.
I never lose, baby. That's why I'm the best. Now, I believe you said I could name my price.
Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. I know you'll change your mind.
Now, why would I go and do a thing like that?
The sound of a huge commotion, even by the standards of this crazy fiesta, floats up to us from downstairs. People are screaming, but my fight or flight doesn't seem bothered. Flashbulbs illuminate a mad scramble where the crowd is crushed towards a central figure. Apollo Diamond, dressed to the nines. Fans mob for autographs, while Soap and I stare in equal disbelief.
Apollo Diamond? Cocky jerk. Thought he was too straight-laced for my parties.
What the hell is he doing here?
Would you like to meet him, baby? I'm sure I can arrange an introduction.
Apollo spots us and cuts through the horde in our direction. I catch Soap straightening his tie, but Apollo doesn't even notice him, swooping in and planting a gallant kiss on my cheek.
Oh, Gia, darling. How wonderful. This drab little party just got interesting.
I don't indulge many vices in this life, but I take a moment to truly savor the gobsmacked look on Soap's face.
You know him?
Apollo, this is Soap. We just met.
Ah, hello, old sport. Nice little cottage you've got here. I've heard so much about your famous parties, I just had to see what all the fuss was about.
Well, that's... I'm glad you,
Apollo, don't ever take any action from this man. He'd rig it so the moon fell out of the sky if it would win him a bet.
Oh, really? Come on. There's no glory in a sure thing, wouldn't you agree?
Now hang on just a minute. Soap Jackson never fixed a bet in his life.
Our host's indignation dissipates into the air like the feeble puff of swagger it is, as he spots a safe path out of this social thicket.
But I'll be happy to fix that fireworks show for you if that's what you want.
Then we're square. Apollo pulls me close to whisper in my ear, his spicy sweet cologne wafting across me. My skin involuntarily tingles. His voice is low and warm.
Couldn't let you have all the fun by yourself, could I?
Like a grateful spelunker reacquainting themselves with the warmth of sunlight, I surface from the depraved depths of Soap's party into the cool air. Think that'll do for social outings for a while. As I turn over the ignition, I spot a pair of wounded eyes behind glass. Alice, in her own right, mascara painted down her cheeks in spiteful rivulets. I don't make it spitting distance from Soap's before the scream of Alice's engine adds its own bile to the city's cacophony.
You ugly hag. You're a nobody.
Give me a break. Isn't it time for your curtain call? Why don't you head back to the party before everyone forgets your face, huh?
I'll kill you! Action!
Any remaining stock from this shoe shop was presumably carted out by the thugs who closed up the place. Pity. Even though there's not a lot of furniture, the quality insulation and thick carpeting here offers some comfort. A few minutes of idle searching reveals something wedged against the wall behind a corner table. The old supervisor's shack at the abandoned dock is all but forgotten. Stuck like a carbuncle on the dock's rear, it's long fallen out of use. The shack doesn't have much in the way of luxury, but the nearby sound of the hull breakers keep foot traffic to a minimum. A few minutes of idle searching reveals something wedged against the wall behind a corner table. I'm waiting for a green dot at a stop when the radio hisses in my ear.
Drop what you're doing. I have a job for you.
Hang on a sec. What's going on? The light changes. While I cut a line towards the side of the road, distant voices buzz through radio static like a kicked hive.
There's been a leak. We need to plug it quick. Otherwise, you, me, and all the rest are in the air. Someone's gotten into our Dreamland network. They went fishing for info and hooked one of our people. Get yourself over to Coney Island and stop the sale.
How exactly? I'm not a spy.
You know what they say, sweetheart. Beggars can't be choosers. You're the one closest there, and you know how to take care of problems.
How'd they get into your network?
Broke into all our Dreamland drop boxes with a note. Payment for intel, Coney Island, wear a red scarf, limited offer, fill in the rest.
Anyone I know?
Would it matter if it was?
Maybe, but I sure hope not. Listen, Hollywood. I'll look into this, but I'm not your attack dog.
Sure, loud and clear. Just remember, if we swing, you'll be keeping us company, H-Shot. Now get going. The meet's at 12. Look for someone in a red scarf. Deal with them however you do, then meet us at the shop between the golden flowers.
What do you need?
We're adrift in a sea of fog. An opera of hazy shapes and ghostly light flit across a dark backdrop, accompanied by a tinny orchestra. The bell tolls. Someone beside me squeals as the curtain of fog pulls back. Coney Island, island of a million lights, never-ending thrills, and one red-scarfed traitor. We got a lot of ground to cover before noon. If we want any chance of hitting everything before then, we'll split the search.
Mako and I used to sneak through Juggler Street in the gardens. Crowds get thick, makes it easy to get lost in. The leak might have the same idea.
Excellent. I'll go pay the local does a quick visit. Pearls to be avoided, of course, but Ellen and Penny won't worry themselves over a question or two.
I'm walking through a stained kaleidoscope. Peals of delight rattle past me while golden lights reveal fantastical sights with every twist of movement. but the lenses are ringed in shadow, slicking my palms with every skitter. Soft footsteps stalk mine.
Excuse me, miss, are you alone?
Is that a problem?
No, miss. Passing on a warning. Have fun, but mind your purse and watch your step. All the weirdos and pickpockets come out in this weather. Solar visitors are easy targets.
Thanks, I'll keep an eye out. By the way, I'm meeting a friend. You see anyone with a red scarf go by?
No, sorry.
11 chimes ring through the fog, warning me to hurry. Tightening my coat, I thank her for the warning, and venture off to find Red Scarf.
Have you seen this girl? She's my daughter. Oh, for goodness sake. Excuse me, please. This is my daughter. Have you seen her? Anything, please. Thank you. I hope so, too. Excuse me, miss. Have you seen this girl? She's my daughter.
Trembling hands, cracked and bloodied by harsh cold, thrust a poster towards me. A melancholic girl stares up, unblinking like a corpse at an open casket. Actually, I'm looking for someone too. Seen anyone in a red scarf?
Have I seen a... No, I haven't seen a red scarf.
Your daughter. Tell me about her. The woman's parched of hope. The question's an empty glass with only a few drops of hope at the bottom, but she holds it to her lips and waits.
Rosie, that's her name. 16. Lovely wavy hair and green eyes. Always has her head in the clouds. But she's not a bad kid. She never gave me anything to worry about until recently.
Until what, exactly?
Nothing. Just, nothing. She's overreacting, that's all.
Sorry, no. How long's she been missing?
Weeks. I tracked her down here, thanks to a detective. But that no-good rat kisser took my money and then told me to give up.
She points, but her eyes drop like a lost pachinko marble to my feet, leaving only a curled, hopeless finger to highlight a man in a white coat across the park.
He's gotta know something. Mr. Harry's been here all day. She kind of just disappeared again.
The detective barely looks like he knows how to cure a hangover, let alone how to find a missing kid. But if he's been here all day, maybe he knows about Red Scarf.
Hello. Interest you in a souvenir photo with my pal Jack? Only a nickel per snap.
Sorry, not here for any monkey business. Heard anything about a missing girl? Brown hair and green eyes. Her mom's looking for her.
Sorry, miss. Haven't seen a girl with brown hair anywhere.
I'm looking for someone in a red scarf. Seen them?
Sorry, miss. I'm on shift. Please keep your questions related to the carnival.
Anything I should keep my eye out for?
Depends on your poison. You want thrills? Can't beat a visit to Hell's Gate. You want something exotic? Yeager's Beguiling Beasts is that-a-way. Oh, you got some lucky lover? The Topsy Barrel's an excuse to get closer. Or you can take a photo with my pal Jack.
What the hell? Why not?
Excuse me, young lady. A moment of your time?
I didn't need the doe's warning to be wary of weirdos. One look at the string holding up his aged beard flashes a caution sign. No thanks. Whatever you're selling, I'm not interested.
Oh, are you sure you're sure about that? I might have something you dearly want. Something about a red scarf?
The supposed old man slips me a boyish grin, dangling the answer to my search like a misshapen hair. What do you know?
Shh! How do you think I heard? There's ears everywhere. Come along. We'll talk in my tower.
The old man hums and leads me up the winding stairs, 2 steps at a time, into a fairy tale. Up the abandoned tower, above the fog and the lights, it's like we're floating. A memory floats of Mom telling me of wizards in the clouds as the old man stands tall along the ledge. With a flourish of his coat, he transforms before my eyes.
Ta-da!
I humor him with a deadpan applause. He takes it like I'm throwing him whistles and flowers.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's not every day a tourist gets an audience with the king of the carnies, but I've always got time for a pretty lady in need. Call me sweetheart, Miss Snoop.
All right, sweetheart. You got me out here. And what does the king of the carnies want with me?
Every king's got to look after his people, and you've been bothering mine with questions. Usually I'd ask the operators to make your stay inconvenient, but you don't act like one of Marm's fixers. So what's a pretty lady want with someone in a red scarf? Looking for company on a miserable day?
Someone asked me to find them. Sweetheart breathes through his teeth. The self-proclaimed king of the carnies paces back and forth along the ledge, head heavy in thought. On the 3rd spin, he snaps his fingers.
I think you and I can help each other. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. I got in a fight with a beautiful doe over monthly dues. She said we were short, I said count again, and before you know it, she's got my shoes.
Shoes? What, she lose her heels?
Maybe she likes the look. Anyway, it was cute at first, but now I really need them back. She won't give them up to me, but maybe she'll open up to a fellow dulcet voice.
You're supposed to be a king. Can't you order your subject to hand the shoes back?
Even a king has his limits. Mine just happens to be a stubborn doe who'd turn me down if I were king of Dreamland.
She must really have it out for you, huh?
I might have pushed it after 5 disguises. She'll forgive me eventually, they always do, but my feet can't wait.
I doubt you're the only one who's seen them. What's stopping me from going to someone else?
Well, nothing. But you won't get anything from the carnies. They won't say nothing without my say-so.
And who crowned you king? Is there a carny pope around here somewhere I should be talking to?
Wouldn't you rather know how I became sweetheart? It started at the fire show. There was a fair-haired bird and a pack of louts. I enter from the right and...
Yeah, save it for your subjects. I'm not here to trade pet names with some puffed-up pretty boy.
Oh, ouch, Miss Snoop. You break all hearts that way? Or just the ones you like?
I'll think about it.
Until later.
A melancholic young woman looks back at me from the faded windows of her missing poster. Last seen at the park. The boarded-up attraction doubles as a haunted house. The broken boards and darkened gaps offer no sign of life. So why are there dirty footprints on the sill?
What do you want? Hey, you hear about the thing with the... Nope. Never mind. You're not one of mine.
Mr. Harry, right? Heard about you from the woman over there.
Criminy, that... Did she put you up to this? Lady, if I'd known she was persistent as a bad neck crick, I never would have taken the job.
The way she tells it, you took her money and skipped out.
Hey, watch the slander. I worked my ass off looking for her, kid. But the lady's running out of funds. She barely got enough left for half an hour, so I spared us both and cut the cord. So unless you got other biz, beat it.
I'm looking for someone in a red scarf. Sound familiar? Through the haze of poor choices and trite, pulpy cliches, he gives me a sudden look of clarity. If there's one thing Dreamlanders know, it's an opportunity.
Maybe we can work something out. That lady won't stop hounding me. I say no leads, she asks check again. I say she's only got enough for half an hour, she says she'll pay anyway. So get her off my back. Do that, and the info's all yours.
You even a professional? Or you just like scamming desperate folks out of their savings?
What did you say? I got a license, clients, an office. And I'll bet you that's more than what you got.
Then you know how it'll look. A desperate bird with a sympathetic cause, and the hard-ass who left her in a lurch. You want that on your rep?
What would you do, wise ass?
Clock in that final half hour. Find the kid or not, you still walk away with a happier client.
Oh, all right. I'll be a softie, just for today. And I guess while I'm being charitable, I might as well throw you a bone too for the pep talk. I spotted a sneak in a red scarf earlier. Slight build, oversized hat and coat. Shakier than a trimmer. Ran before I could get a closer look. Don't know their business, and don't want to know. This fog's got no shortage of characters.
The devil's arms spread, beckoning us entry into the jaws of hell to witness the fall of creation.
Hello, hello. Interest you in a souvenir photo with my pal Jack? Only a nickel per snap.
Sorry, not here for any monkey business. I met your king earlier.
Sweetheart? How about this high, the Prince of Thieves himself?
Yeah, a real character, huh?
He's always been a little that.
if you know what I mean. But the kid's all right. Handy with a broken fence or a doe.
Hey, you know Sweetheart?
Me and everyone on Coney Island with a set of orbs. Don't tell me. Are you his latest fling? Did he sweep you off your feet and promise to take you to see the sights?
No, just doing him a favor. He asked me to get his shoes back.
Oh yeah? Did he tell you what he did to deserve it?
Something about the carnival being short on their dues.
No surprise the weasel left out some details. I only took his ugly shoes because he was handling the money when it disappeared. He can have them back when I get the cash.
So, he shorted you?
Mm-hmm. He said he's paid it all up and that some act of the universe must have spirited it away. He couldn't even resist pretending to be the new accountant while he said it to my face.
You picked that up from one of your schools? Thought you does were supposed to have class.
Mm-hmm. And who you gonna tattle to, tourist?
Sophie, what do you think?
Occasionally. We does are meant to set an example, after all.
Sophie's presence comes up on us as suddenly as a wave crashing down on a pair of unfortunate souls.
Except those shoes are a little... gaudy. I couldn't imagine putting up such a fuss over them. Can you, Ellen?
No.
Indeed. So why don't we take them off your hands? Think of it as a reminder. We're classy rogues, darling. And we use our name responsibly.
Though I walk away with Sweetheart's shoes in hand, my pride feels an inch shorter. Better hope this tip pays off.
There you are. Any closer to retrieving my shoes?
Here, hang on to them this time, all right?
Oh, I will. Come to Papa, you beautiful things. Oh, I will. Come to Papa, you beautiful things.
The shoes are the loudest color I've seen all day, but that boyish grin could light up the park. He spends a good minute strapping them on, cooing over the fit and promising a thorough spit shine later.
Ah, much better. You saved me, Miss Snoop. I could kiss you?
Not on the job. I've got a deadline, so tell me what you know about the Red Scarf fast.
All right. Courtney Code says I can't name names, but I can tell you she's a sweetheart too. A bit naive, but who isn't at that age? She's trying to find herself, and I hope she does. You'll find her at the boardwalk. And Miss Snoop? Go easy on her. She's just a kid in over her head.
Sounds like Apollo's leak. Better get over there. Thanks. I'll try.
Miss, Mr. Harry told me what you did. Thank you so much.
Look, I didn't do much. All I did was talk to the guy. The boarded-up attraction doubles as a haunted house. The broken boards and darkened gaps offer no sign of life. So why are there dirty footprints on the sill? I wait for a lull in the crowd, push away a loose board, and vault inside. Dust and aged wood stifle my every breath, but I don't dare sneeze. I'm not alone. Amidst the shadows, something like a pale arm hangs around a corner. I wait for their move. 30 breaths pass. No movement, not even a twitch. Slowly, I exhale and ankle around the corner. I give the mannequin's arm a pat and continue the search. I give the crates of knickknacks a cursory look. The interiors are filled with old junk, except for an old souvenir cup. Someone probably didn't realize how much collectors would pay for a bit of nostalgia. The attraction's a cluttered, dark mess. Anyone passing through wouldn't have much room to move. I find out firsthand when I trip into a wire. After a close call with a wooden sword, I cut my losses. The boarded-up attraction doubles as a haunted house. The broken boards and darkened gaps offer no sign of life. So why are there dirty footprints on the sill? The devil's arms spread, beckoning us entry into the jaws of hell to witness the fall of creation. Hell might be on the nose, but what better place for a traitor to hide than with other wretches? I pay a woman wearing horns and go to take the devil up on his offer. The path takes us down, sloping into a slow spiral. Before we enter hell, we pass through paradise. The pastoral garden is pleasant but dull, accompanied by music to saw logs by. Then the imp creeps into the garden and pulls the lever. The fields split open and throw us below. We scream, but no one hears us over cackles and jazz music within the pit. The pit's ablaze, but hell's residents are having the time of their lives. A man downs whiskey while a dame dances with a horned shadow. Tables overflow with waxy food, and tempting sights tease peeks from flapping walls. But something's out of place. What's a mundane room doing in the walls with fool's gold and empires? The trick isn't to watch the walls, but what's hiding around them. I hear the snick of fishing wires and pulleys and follow them to a rotating mirror. I step through the mirror and into an alcove. It's 2/3 closet, 1/3 living space. Modest comforts shunt aside for gizmos, props, and costumes. Worldly posters paper the walls while a packed bag with a one-way ticket sways on a hook. It's signed to Sweetheart. Not a cheap trip either. Would monthly dues be enough to pay for it? I run the numbers as I flip the mirror and return to hell. I follow the path upwards and descend back to Earth. As I catch my breath, I scan the crowds journeying in and out. No sign of Red Scarf. A step off the midway, and the world becomes grayer. Absent of rides, absent of crowds, absent of all light except a lone lamppost. The fog throws a gloomy veil over the boardwalk. The clock tower silently ticks in the distance. 15 minutes until the meet. I let the fog roll over me as I slip behind a wall, waiting for a spot of red. Two figures. The only red around one of their necks is a smear of lipstick. Their faces go even brighter when they notice me and make a getaway down the walk. Below the railing, waves dance along an artificial strip of sand without a trace of footsteps. Doubt Red Scarf's coming up that way. The clock tower's a silent sentry overseeing the proceedings. I wonder if Red Scarf and their mysterious buyer are hanging on its next toll, too. Footsteps approach. Red wool paints a splatter across the white-gray cloud, leaving a crimson trail in her wake. It stops at the bench as she sits and waits. The bells start loud. We sit up, prepared to move, but we're alone. The bells fade and the air grows colder, but the buyer doesn't come. Eyes forward, stance relaxed. I sit and wait. The leak's not going anywhere, and the mastermind's still out there. If I hold out, I can get them both. Minutes pass. I count exits, shapes, and ticks on the clock. Nothing changes until the next bell.
That's long enough.
I hear a click of a gun pressing an icy brand against the center of my back. My throat squeezes, caught in a vice as the muzzle propels me towards the bench.
Your work's done, Missy. Best you were on your way.
The girl runs. Faced by an icy, scarred nightmare, I don't blame her. I'm frozen. A half step away from a bullet and a drop into Coney's waters. But the shot never comes. Why aren't I dead? What do you want, creep? If you're looking for Nellie, she's not here.
Oh, the Reinhardt job's in other hands. I wanted to chat. Off the clock. Professional to professional.
A chat? You've got a gun on me. The pause is like standing foot over grave, teetering until he yanks me back with the snap of holstered iron. Dufresne takes a spot on the bench. A heartbeat later, he gestures to the open seat. If Dufresne was going to shoot me, he would have done it already. I sit face to face with the scarred-up black hat. You set this all up.
You're sharp, aren't you?
So why the underground? Needed another job between terrorizing kids?
You think they're who this is about, smuggler?
Liquid metal flows off his smile. We might not be trading blows behind a windshield, but he's still a monster playing with his food. He's a patchwork of battle scars. From the missing ear tip to the jagged lines, it's clear he's had no shortage of scraps. But there's something more terrifying than bloodlust behind his gaze. Interest. You're here for me.
Looks like you pick things up quick. Saves us both time.
A file comes down on the bench. My heart nearly kicks through my ribs. My name, my history, my darkest deed, all spelled out with a few sheets of paper and Valentine's death photo.
The Underground's nothing special. Another ragtag posse aiming to change the world. Seen a dozen like 'em. Expect I'll see a dozen more. Only thing of note is their connection to you.
So you use them to get to me? Why? Dufresne frowns, gloved thumb rolling slow circles along the grain of the bench.
I don't usually encounter someone so often. Made me curious enough to start rooting around. Giovanna 8-Shot Randazzo. Smuggler. Familiar to Astoria Bay and its info broker. Notable work includes the Wong Package, the Peacock Gala, and others. The rest, well, best heard from the horse herself.
Looks to me like you've done plenty of homework. What more are you expecting out of me?
Newspapers and third-party testimony only paint half the picture. And if you talk, I'll return the favor.
Fine, let's talk. You can start with who the hell
Not so fast. Let's talk terms. My past employers and their intentions for Dr. Reinhardt are off the table. You want answers, you gotta earn 'em. Question for a question. Oh, and my time's limited, so you best pick wisely.
How many questions do I get? A watcher above sounds off another solemn bell.
Until the next bell. Flip for first question?
All right, fine. Tails. The coin whistles through the air. It lands a perfect arch in the palm of his hand. Tails. My shoe itches. I might not know what Dufresne's planning, but I've got questions burning holes at the back of my mind, and not enough time to ask them all. The Underground had given me a job. There wasn't a leak, but they'd still expect something. But this was between me and Dufresne. I ask myself, if I leave something unanswered, which one? About the girl in the red scarf. She...
You only got a few questions, smuggler. Be ashamed to waste one asking after used cards.
Look, Dufresne. The girl's face is plastered on posters, and her mom's tearing her hair out. All I want to know is that you're not going to shoot her after this. The black hat leaves me guessing. I'm seconds away from threatening him with a trip over the railing until he shakes his head.
The little miss was a one-off. Found a buskin at the amphitheater. Dropped my request along with my tip in a basket. No direct contact. No sense in killing her. Expect she'll be back there, if she doesn't find more trouble on her own.
One question down. Satisfied?
Good enough. So, tell me, what was worth chasing me all the way to Dreamland? He leans forward, arms resting on his thighs, body stretching like a shadow under the turn of the sun.
What were you before you became 8-Shot?
Why would you care?
Lot of stories about 8-Shot. These days, a lot less about Giovanna Randazzo. You used to have a tighter name for yourself, didn't you? And wherever Alfonso Randazzo went, Giovanna Randazzo was sure to follow. Think you were happier a sparrow in a flock than a hawk flying solo?
The answer hurts, pressing on a still healing wound. I can still smell his cologne and the way he'd sweep me into his stories with a wave of his hand.
Always dream big, Principessa. Even when you fail, you still impress. How did she get out will make your name as powerful as how did she do it.
He wanted me to give him a run for his money. Had a pricey bottle set aside for the day I'd strike out on my own. We never got to open it. Yeah. Best damn years of my life. Had more than a good name. I had respect and a good crew. Used to feel like I could take on the whole world.
Must have been nice.
Surprised you'd think that.
There's worse ways to spend your better years. Shame they weren't meant to last.
Are you done?
Your turn.
So, why are you so interested in me?
You've been a pebble in my shoe.
Feelings mutual, pal.
Expect we have more than a few in common. You're professional, don't like to lose. And you've got pride, even when saddled with a cause you don't believe in.
Uh-huh. You'd know all about me with your fancy ride and clothes.
I know what it's like to grab the devil's hand to survive.
His glove picks at an exposed sliver, stripping away thin layer after thin layer, flick by flick.
Used to be a barony man. A mistake happened. Got me cut off. Stings, don't it? To lose everything that way.
But you came back from it.
Mostly. I know I'm not getting into heaven. Not all of us can afford wings. Can you?
I take a moment to absorb his answer while I brace for his next volley. So, what's next? If you're looking for dirt on my school days, I never went.
Interested in something more present? Rather hear about the job. Expect you know the one. Word is, you let things get personal. Traded the client's cargo to save a man. Was one man's life worth another?
The Valentine job changed my life. I still think about how it could have been for the better if only I'd made one in a million different choices. I could have picked another route, could have swapped jobs, could have talked to Valentine alone, could have not grabbed Needles' hand. He was my crew. I couldn't leave him.
And that was enough for you. Damn all the rest.
Screw you. You weren't there. I never asked for what happened.
But you know now. Still think you saved him. Knowing you were picking between your sweetheart, your reputation, and your family.
My answer clangs against my teeth. I want to say I made my choice. Instead, I see a pair of pained blue eyes asking why I saved him. Shut it. So you don't have any interest in the underground?
None. So long as they stay out of my way.
All right. Then how the hell did you get into their network? Dufresne's slow smile resembles a beast with a mouse. Proud, assured, and well aware that the claws could come down with the drop of a wrist.
Simply know where to look. Groups like them leave their tracks all over the city, and the underground scares easy. Just needed to control where they'd leap. Told them I wanted information. Gave them an offer good for 5, and 4 letters. The rest, well, you can imagine.
I could see it as clear as a dart against a bullseye. The underground must have flipped over everything to find the 5th letter. When it didn't turn up, it wouldn't be hard to assume who had it and why they'd need me. Seemed pretty sharp for a hired gun. Might have made a half-decent detective.
Suppose I might have. Always had a knack for tracking things down. People, intel, personal effects. Shame it's too late. People like us don't retire quiet in this line of work.
The distant clock hand closes in on the bell. Dufresne breathes slow and calm, deciding where to place his final shot.
Losing the cargo wasn't enough to ruin you. You could have stayed clean. All you had to do was walk. But you loaded that revolver. You fired that final round and never stopped. Not till they were all dead. When it was over, what went through that pretty head of yours?
I feel the shots reverberate from my fingers to my ribs. I'd needed 8 shots for Valentine. By the time I finished with the rest, I'd used enough lead to mold a coffin. All because I couldn't accept a world where Valentine got to live, but Zio didn't. Realized it didn't fix a damn thing. I spent a year pulling myself up from the bottom of the barrel. For what? To lose it all to a warmonger with a cannon?
Makes you mad, doesn't it? And how many did your rage put down?
How should I know?
Enough to lose track, then. I've met enough like you. They kill until it becomes instinct. Until every threat deserves a bullet. Keeps going until the day someone puts the bullet in them.
His words hit like a rain of icicles, nearly shattering my control. My tongue moves to skewer him back, but I wasn't the only one who'd taken damage. His mouth set in a grim line. Sounds like you're speaking from experience. His fingers begin a slow, meditative roll, matching the beat of the black waters below.
I had a job go south, a long time ago. My then employers needed someone to blame. They lured me out, beat me black and blue, and trussed me up for the underline. Didn't even pay my last fare before they threw me over the edge.
How did you...
Lost some skin, then clung to the rope and dragged myself up. Took days before I saw surface side. Don't remember much after that. Not until they were all dead.
Doesn't sound like it fixed things.
Didn't do anything. Made no difference if I killed them or not. The world didn't stop turning without them in it. Only thing that changed were the faces at the top.
The city loves its tyrants.
That it does. The barons are only the tip.
Valentine was replaced within a year. White Street's in civil war. I can only guess what Dreamland will look like when Marm's gone. For a moment, the gray world loses its tint of gloom. The smell of salt water, the soft glow of the lamppost, and the chord of shared silence. It makes my shoulders itch. When did I lean forward? Easier to keep your guard up when you're facing a shadow with a gun. Maybe that's what makes me risk a final question. You might be off the clock, but this is a lot of effort for a chat. What's your deal, Dufresne? I watch his form flicker and change, from monstrous shadow to a man of uneven shoulders, an aimless, bloodshot gaze, and parted lips that have no words. The bell tolls, ending our parley at the quarter hour. The black hat stands, liquid metal streaming back into his posture and step.
I'll be on my way. Best we don't meet again.
Wait, that's it?
No. Got something else for you. This part is advice. Something to chew on. People like us don't change the world, Randazzo. We survive it. Be a shame you had to die because you didn't learn when to walk. And don't try to follow.
Dufresne steps into the fog's shadow, leaving me with only scraps for answers. None of it explains who his boss is, what their plans are with Nellie's research, or what's got me on edge. I curl my gloves around the bench and force myself still. I'd done Apollo's job and gotten out of it with intel. I wasn't going to risk a bullet for more. The last trace of his silhouette vanishes. I lean back, steeping in his words. They taste sour, I don't need some creep in a black hat to tell me what happens when you stick your neck out. The Underground's already got enough would-be heroes for that, and I'm not one of them. The walls of fog begin to thin. Shrieks of delight and happy foot patters penetrate the silence. I take that as my cue to go. Better let the Underground know how things turned out. Halfway down the boardwalk, another face emerges from the fog. Another poster for the missing girl. Dufresne said he found her at the amphitheater. The mom's worried sick and burning her savings on washed-up detectives. Better she knows her kid's still out there than trapped in a tunnel somewhere.
Oh, hello again.
Got a lead about your daughter. She's a busker at the amphitheater.
Busking? Why would she... Oh no, for Pete's sake, she was serious?
Serious about what?
Rosie said she wanted to be a singer. Something about feeling more comfortable when she acted like someone else. I told her people like us don't.
Regret colors her face in pale shades.
Never mind. Oh, thank you, miss.
I don't know their story, or whether it ends with a heartfelt talk and a hug, or a more permanent falling out. But maybe someone will get closure today.
Good luck, Miss Snoop.
My crew's waiting where we last met.
Gia, did you find anything?
I found something, but it's not what the Underground thinks it is. I'll tell you on the way. Apollo said to look for the shop between the golden flowers. I find a sagging shop ringed by a sunflower mural and give it a knock. The door opens. A dim lobby and a young Aether are there to greet me. She ferries me to a cracked door and a pair of muffled voices.
You want to know why you'll pull it off? Because those jumped-up fat cats won't see you coming. Now give yourself some credit. The plan's solid, old sport.
Apollo's contact perks up, soaking up the rays of praise. Apollo Diamond the movie star might draw adoration, but Diamond the leader makes you want to prove yourself.
I won't let you down, sir.
Good. Now chop chop. Those repulsors aren't going to jam themselves.
With a boost from on high, Apollo's contact exits the opposite door like he's ready to take on the world. Only once he's gone does darkness shudder across Apollo's face.
You didn't need to come, Apollo. You're wearing yourself thin. Not to mention the risk to your cover.
And what good am I in a shadowy room, eh? And speaking of wearing ourselves thin, how's that retirement plan coming along?
It remains a work in progress. There's still too much to do, and the well needs fixing. And after White Street, Cressa and the others need support.
That's the tricky part, isn't it? Something's always on fire. Suppose it keeps us busy.
There's a pressure behind those words that flattens the room. Apollo's demeanor dims while Sam roots still. And I'm about to add another load. I knock and enter. Am I interrupting something?
Not at all. Thank you for looking into our situation on such short notice.
How'd it go? Did you take care of it?
No, Listen, your network's safe. There wasn't any leak. The pressure tilts my way, threatening to drown me in questions. I could tell them everything, but it would also mean admitting who Dufresne's real target was. I'd either be giving them an honest report or a loaded gun. It's a risk, but I tell them everything. The setup, Dufresne's mysterious employers, and his motives. Each sordid detail feeds the fire, tempering a controlled rage across the matinee star's face.
Wonderful. You've got a stalker. Well, can't say any of mine have been so useful.
You're holding it together better than I thought you would.
Oh, I'm livid, darling. A stone-cold killer got the drop on us. He knows how we work. We can't let that stand, Sam.
Hang on a sec. What about the heist? Marm's birthday's right around the corner.
She's right. This man and the ease he got through our security is a concern, but we must have neglected the fires burning in front of us.
The reminder releases a valve. The pressure eases, releasing fury and tension to make room for purpose.
Well, that settles it. Gia, darling, you know your marching orders. Rob Marm, pay Killmeyer, and get Nellie that core. Sam and I will look into this Dufresne fellow and who he's working for.
The leak might have been a fake, but nothing stopping Dufresne slipping back in and leaving something nastier than a letter.
It may be difficult to wall him out entirely, but measures are already at work. We will be relocating drop boxes, pairing all contact, and thanks to you, distributing a description of the culprit.
Not a difficult fellow to identify. Black hat, facial scars, and ice-cold eyes. As villainous as they come in the pictures.
Sounded like you two were already running ragged.
Comes with the territory. I can read 2 scripts, film a sponsorship, and jet around on a pot of coffee. Surely I can squeeze in a manhunt somewhere.
I have many islands to check in with. I'll ask around. Perhaps the Aetherians or our mutual friends may have heard something.
How are you going to do that? Dufresne's a professional. You don't pay his kind of confidentiality fee unless you've got steep pockets or serious skeletons to hide.
We know a few outside specialists. However, their services will not come cheap.
Still cheaper than a Bronson something or other. Good thing I have a new picture coming out. In the meantime, great work, Gia, darling.
A single bed with saggy springs, a battered set of shelves, and a wash basin make up the sum total of the labor hall bedroom's conveniences. Surrounded by 4 walls and the extension of Luca's protection, I can sleep soundly here without the hovering threat of discovery. I'd say the place had been picked clean, but there's nothing clean about it. It's empty and spent.